Shalom. All the praise, the honor, and the glory go to Yahweh Hashem Yahweh. Peace and safety to the hopefully elect, all the sincere brothers, sincere sisters, those scattered, this elect, man, that's scattered to the four corners, that believe in the Heavenly Father through his only begotten Son, Yahweh. And with that said, man, I'm going to go into a little, bring out some edification based on this video. I was scrolling through YouTube and saw IUIC, Israel United in Christ, interviewing this woman, this Israelite woman, all right, that basically works for NASA, all right, basically co-signing Esau through this so-called black woman, this engineer. She's some type of engineer, and I want to basically rebuke these guys on that, man, because that NASA and everything NASA stand for is more of Esau deception, more Esau lies, man. Okay, so these guys, self-proclaimed leaders. Let's get that first precept. Let's get that in Isaiah chapter 9 and verse 16. It says, "For the leaders of this people cause them to err, and these guys, self-proclaimed leaders of Israel, all right, and they have many followers, thousands of followers, tens of thousands of followers, and they co-signing Esau lies, all right, and causing the people to err, man. It says, and they that are led of them, all the people that follow IUIC, all right, Israel United in Christ, are destroyed, because that's going to cause you to be destroyed, man. All right, that's an example of worshiping the image of the beast, man. Okay, when you co-sign Esau madness, all right, such as NASA, his science falsely so called, that's an example of worshiping the image of the beast. All right, so with that said, man, let me hit another precept. Let's get that Matthews. Let's go to the book of Matthews, chapter 15, and expose these self-proclaimed leaders, all right, that's causing Israel to err, man. Okay, due to them co-signing Esau lies, their father the devil lies. So this is Matthew 15, and I read verse 14. It says, "Let them alone. They be blind leaders of the blind, leaders of the blind. And if the blind lead the blind, both shall fall in the ditch. Both shall fall in the ditch." All right. So Nate, all right, and all the people that follow him blindly, all right, because these guys got knowledge, and that's why they puffed up. They got a form of knowledge, all right. They got a form of knowledge, but co-signing NASA, all right, praising this so-called black woman because she's got a position at NASA. That's blasphemy, man. That's an example of causing the people to err, man. All right, causing the people to err, and that's why the Bible referred to you as blind leaders, man. All right, the blind leading the blind, man, and both gonna fall in the ditch, man. Okay, both gonna fall in the ditch. So let's go to the book of Genesis, man, and debunk this NASA garbage. All right, before we do that, let's get that 2 Timothy 6 and 20. 2 Timothy chapter 6. Salakia, my bad. And expose these lies, man. So this is 1 Timothy, Salakia, chapter 6 and verse 20, it says, O Timothy, keep that which is committed to thy trust. And what is that? That's this truth, what's coming out of the Bible, man. All right? The Bible don't speak of gravity, Van Allen belts, outer space. All right? None of that, man. Okay? I'm going to show you how the Bible describes the earth. And it don't describe it as a spinning water ball, man. All right? So it says, keep that which is committed to thy trust. And that's what the elect will be doing, man. All right? That's what the elect would be doing. All right? Teaching what's out of the Bible, what you can trust in, man. All right? The Bible says, never trust thy enemy. All right? And these guys teach all the time that Esau, the so-called white man, is the enemy to the Israelites. The Bible tells you that. But by you exalting this so-called black woman, this NASA employee, all right, that's a form of co-signing, all right, Esau lies, his deception, all right. So it says avoiding profane and vain babbling, right? Instead of giving her praise and interviewing her, okay, you supposed to be avoiding people of such, man. There's plenty of Israelites out here that would like to sit down with you brothers, man, and have discussions, all right? But you won't give them the time of day. But because she's co-signed by Esau, all right, by Esau, and that leads me to believe that you niggas are agents yourself, man. Why would you platform and praise a NASA employee, man? Okay, that's like praising Esau, man. That's like you're literally co-signing Esau lies, man. So it says avoiding profane and vain babbling, and that's what that NASA madness is, man. Is vain babbling, man, because it's empty. It's a total lie, man. All right, everything that NASA have taught, all right, is a lie, man. Gravity don't exist. It's a theory. It don't exist. All right, the Earth, the shape of the Earth, is not a sphere, man. It's not a spinning water ball, man. Okay. The sun, all right? They say the sun is the center of the universe, all right? The center of the universe. And the earth revolves around the sun. The Bible described the earth as being still, all right? And described the sun as moving, okay? So that's vain babbling. It says, in opposition of science falsely so called, all right? And Esau tell you to trust the science, man. Science is a religion. All right. So these guys are co-signing Esau religion, man. Okay. By being in agreements with NASA, man. Okay, and that's the reason for them interviewing this so-called black woman who's supposed to be some type of engineer that builds rockets, helping build the most powerful rocket, NASA's most powerful rocket. All right, obviously to go outer space. When according to the Bible, there's no outer space. Let's prove it. Let's get the book of Genesis, man. This is Genesis 1. And like I say, these guys got knowledge, but they puffed up. All right, and they pride won't allow them to be corrected. All right, because I posted a video a few months back of Nate, their leader, the leader of Israel United in Christ, basically doing an interview, and he stated in the interview that the so-called white man is in space right now. All right, but according to the Bible, the firmament, I'm gonna show you that the earth is an enclosed fixture, man. So this is Genesis 1, dealing with the creation. And verse 6, it says, and God said, let there be a firmament in the midst. The word midst means middle of the waters, and and let it divide the waters from the waters. So now what you want to do is look up this word firmament. And the word firmament is 87549. And it says extended surface, solid, solid. So you can't go past the firmament, man. All right. Esau used the words such as Van Allen belt. All right. That's not biblical. All right. Which is supposed to be the radiation to keep them from going, but so far, um, but the firmament is extended surface is solid. It's solid. It says firmament, the vault of heaven supporting the waters above. And the vault is an enclosed fixture. The earth is enclosed. All right. Therefore, you can't pass the firmament. So there's no outer space. What's beyond the firmament? The waters, man. All right. Not that garbage Esau, that CGI Esau show you. All right. Of him floating in the space, man. Okay. He don't have a space station in the space. He can't go beyond the firmament. Why? Because it's a vault, meaning it's enclosed. All right. And the Bible describes the earth. All right. And I'm going to get the precept and show you that, man. It says a vault of heaven supporting waters above. Supporting waters above. It says considered by Hebrews, by the Israelites, so our forefathers, wasn't in agreements with the earth being a globe, rotating, all right, gravity, outer space. Our forefathers didn't believe in that, man. This is what our forefathers believed. It says the Hebrews, considered by Hebrews as solid and supporting waters above. All right, solid. So you can't go beyond the firmament, man. Okay, you can't go beyond the firmament. Esau never went beyond the firmament. Okay, so with that said, let's get another precept and bring out the shape of the earth out of the Bible. All right, and prove NASA as being the deceivers that they are. All right, that's just one of their tools that they use to push their mass deception upon the masses of people, man. And you guys co-signing it. All right, you co-sign Esau lies, basically. So this is Isaiah chapter 40. Isaiah chapter 40, and it describes the shape of the earth. Okay, so this is Isaiah chapter 40 and verse 22. It says, "It is he that sitteth upon the circle, the circle of the earth, and the inhabitants thereof are as grasshoppers, and stretcheth out the heavens as a curtain, and spreadeth them out as a tent to dwell in, not on. All right, to dwell in, not on. So the Bible describes the earth as being a circle, not a sphere, not a spinning water ball. All right, it describes it as a tent. All right, for the inhabitants to dwell in. We all know that a tent is flat in base. The base of a tent is flat. All right, with a dome-like covering. That's why it's described as a vault. It's an enclosed fixture, man. All right, no human. All right, according to John 3 and 13, no man have ascended into heaven, has ascended beyond the firmament. All right, so now let's get this Isaiah chapter 40 and 22 in another translation. Let's get it in the ISV. The ISV. So this is Isaiah 40 and 22 in the ISV. He's the one who sits above the disc. Above the disc. So the Bible is described as a disc, not a sphere. A disc is a circle and it's flat. Okay? A disc. So this is how the Bible describes the earth. This is how the Israelites, all right, our forefathers, this is what they believe the earth, the shape of the earth was. Not the globe like Esau and this NASA and this devil, all right, these Edomites, is pushing, man. Okay, it says, and the inhabitants are like grasshoppers. He's the one who stretcheth out the heaven like a curtain and spreadeth them like a tent to live in. To live in. All right, and we all know the creation. When he created the sun, the moon, the stars, he placed them in the firmament. All right, not in outer space. All right, not in outer space, but in the firmament. All right, the same place where the inhabitants of the earth are, in the firmament. All right, with the trees, the animals, the seas, they're all in the firmament, man. So um, that's the proof of the shape of the earth. Okay, that's what the Israelites believe. All right, these guys are co-signing Esau. All right, when you co-sign NASA, you co-signing the globe theory, which is a theory. All right, you're co-signing gravity, which is a theory. Okay, you're co-signing all Esau lies that NASA pushed. All right, so now let's get the book of John and prove to you that no man has been outside of the firmament. All right, but according to NASA, according to Esau, according to the devil, all right, they have the capability, they have the ability to go outer space. All right, meaning beyond the firmament, man. So let's prove Esau to be the devil that he is. And you guys are co-signing it. So this is John 3 and 13. It says, and no man have ascended up to heaven. So no man has been beyond the firmament, but he that came down from heaven, even the Son of Man, which is in heaven. So only Yahweh Shai, okay, the so-called white man, has never been beyond the firmament, man. Okay, according to the scriptures. The Bible describes the earth, the shape of the earth, all right, and it describes it as being flat, okay. It described it as a disc, okay, a disc, all right, as a tent, all right, that vault, okay, that enclosed fixture, all right. We all know that a tent is flat in base, all right, for the inhabitants to dwell in, not on, but in, all right. So let's get another precept, man, and expose these people, man, that for science falsely so called. Let's go to the book of Isaiah. Go to the book of Isaiah, and let's read verse chapter 47. Chapter 47. And show you that it's dangerous. That's dangerous because these guys are considered leaders, man. All right. They, like I said, they got tens of thousands of people following them, man. And they're leading them to their own destruction, man. All right, by co-signing Esau madness, man. All right, and due to these guys' pride, they won't. They're not. They're due to their pride, they can't be corrected. Okay, so you know, uh, blind leading the blind. The Lord say what they gonna both fall in the ditch, man. Meaning be destroyed, man. All right, because that's an example of worshiping the image of the beast, man. That word image means likeness, man. All right, so you can't co-sign Esau lies, man, or his confusion, man. Okay, so Salakia. Let's get this Isaiah 47. So let's get the book of Isaiah chapter 47, and let's read verse 1. So this is Isaiah chapter 47 and 1. It says, come down and sit in the dust, O virgin daughter of Babylon. O virgin daughter of Babylon, not ancient Babylon. This is talk about the daughter of Babylon. The same Babylon in the book of Revelations. That's going to fall at the second coming of Yahweh Shai. All right. We all know the word Babylon means confusion. And that's one of the purpose for Esau setting up NASA and his whole space program to push confusion. All right. And you guys are what? Partaking in that confusion. And in book of Revelation chapter 18, it says, well, whatever Israelite partake in Esau's wickedness and his sins, you're going to partake in those plagues, man. All right. So you're going to be destroyed, man. All right. That's that ditch, man. So it says, sit on the ground. There is no throne, O daughter of the Chaldeans. The Chaldeans, that's another title used to describe Esau. The Chaldeans. Let's look up this word Chaldeans. Let's see why that's significant for this video. And when you look up the word Chaldeans, it's H3778, 3778. And the reason he used the word Chaldeans to describe Esau, because it says the word Chaldeans come from the word astrologer, because they was astrologers. All right. And that's what NASA deal with. All right. Astrology, astrophysicists. All right. Astrology. So that's what the word Chaldeans come from, man. Astrologers. It says, for thou shalt no more be called tender, and delicate. So let's jump down for time's sake. Let's jump down to the verse 9. So this is Isaiah chapter 47 and 9. It says, but these two things shall come to thee in a moment, referring to the daughter of Babylon. In one day, the loss of children and widowhood, they shall come upon thee in their perfection, for the multitude of thy sorceries. The multitude of thy sorceries. All right. And NASA is sorcery, man. Okay. Those images that they show you, that's sorcery, man. All right. They'll tell you itself is all simulation, man. They don't have any actual pictures. All right. Them showing you on the space station, them floating around. All right. That's all sorcery, man. So that's just one of the multitudes of sorceries that they use to push their confusion, man. Okay. To push their confusion, it says, and for the great abundance of thy enchantments. It says, for thou hast trusted in thy wickedness. And that's what you're doing when you co-sign Esau lies, man. All right. You trusting in wickedness, man. The Bible said, never trust thy enemy, man. All right. Don't co-sign Esau lies, man. All right. It says, because Esau used Jakes as tools to push his deception on other Jakes, man. All right. The pastors, right? The public school teachers, all right? All these people are tools and agents for Satan that Esau used to push his deceptions on the masses of Jake, man. It says, thou hast said in thy, thou hast said, none seeth me. The wisdom of thy knowledge, it have perverted thee. All right. So that's part of their wisdom, man. All right. Their astronomy, their astrology, their science, falsely so called. All right. That's what perverts Esau, man. Okay, that perverted. And when you co-sign it, that make you perverted as well. So it says, thou hast said in thy heart, I am and none else. Therefore shall evil come upon thee. Thou shalt not know whence it rises, and mischief shall fall upon thee. Thou shalt not be able to put it off. And desolation shall come upon thee suddenly, which thou shalt not know. Verse 12, which is the point, stand now with thy enchantments and with the multitude of thy sorceries. With the multitude of thy sorceries. So this is just another means of sorcery that Esau used to push his confusion throughout the earth. And you got so-called leaders of Israel, all right, these guys who held that high esteem amongst the Israelite community, co-signing Esau lies, man, helping him put spells upon Jake, man, with this NASA garbage, man. It says, wherein thou hast labored from thy youth, because what you got to understand, all this knowledge of space and the earth being a globe and gravity, it don't come. This come all the way back from Plato and Socrates, man. These Greek philosophers, man, that we don't even know existed or did they exist or not. But these are just people that Esau, Isaac Newton, all right? Isaac Newton, all this stuff came from the other side of the world, man. They didn't create this in America. They just adopted because that's their people, all right? That's their people, man. When you look up the word NASA in the Hebrew, it translates to deceiver, man. The word NASA means deceiver, man. So it said in the Hebrew. So it says if so. So this is old knowledge, man. All right, just repackaged in a pretty uh, package called NASA and presented to you as science, man. All right, well we know it's science falsely so called. So it says, if so be, thou shalt be able to profit. If so be thou mayest to prevail. It says, thou art weary in the multitude of thy counsels. Well, they have a multitude of counsels, man, to push their confusion, man. All right. And you got Israelites, all right, that's held in high esteem, okay, that say they the leaders of these people, man, that's taking the lead, but they're causing the people to err. All right. They're leading the people to their destruction, man, due to their own pride, man. All right. Due to their own pride, because these guys cannot be corrected, man. They won't accept correction. All right. So it says, let now your astrologers, and that's why he called them the Chaldeans, because they was known as astrologers. All right. It says, let now the astrologers and the stargazers and the monthly prognosticators stand up and save thee. All right. Talking about Esau's scientists, man, his astrologers, all right, his astrophysicists, such as this so-called black woman who they're praising, all right, because she got a position at NASA, man. So it says, stand up and save thee from these things that shall come upon thee, And basically, man, that's the point. I just want to bring this out, man, and show you that the shape of the earth is in the Bible, man. All right, our forefathers would never co-sign no madness such as this NASA madness, man. All right, this globe, which it's just a theory, man. All right, it's a theory, man. Okay, and these guys are co-signing it, man. So that just show you that this IUIC is not where it's at, man. All right, these guys co-signing Esau lies, man. Okay, so basically, man, that's the point I want to bring out and expose these guys for being worshiping the image of the beast. Because like I said, that's what that is, man. That's worshiping the image of the beast. Let's close on that one. Let's get that Revelation. So let's get the book of Revelation, chapter, I believe it's chapter 19. And we'll read verse 20. It says, and the beast was taken, and with him the false prophet that worked miracles before him. And Esau astrologers are their false prophets, man. They're scientists. All right. That's their false prophets, man. All right. And those miracles is them shooting those rockets up, making you think that they're going into outer space. Okay. That's part of their miracles. It says before him, which he deceived them, and it's all deception, man. Which he deceived them that received the mark of the beast, and them that worship his image. Worship his image. All right, and that word image go back to likeness. It's G1504. It says likeness. All right, and NASA is the likeness of the so-called white man. Okay, so you worshiping the image of the beast, man. Let's see. Applied to a man. Let's see. Okay, it says likeness, his stature, representation, resemblance, man. You don't supposed to have no resemblance of Esau and his lies, man. Being in the position that you guys are in. All right, so it says representation. All right, you don't supposed to get represent. Uh, no Israelite should represent Esau lies, man. All right, so that's an example of worshiping the image of the beast. It says these both were cast alive into the lake. All right, so you're going to be part of that body of people that's going to make up that lake for co-signing Esau madness. All right, it says was tossed into the lake of fire, burning with brimstone, All right, with that, man, I hope you brothers was edified. I'm gonna say shalom.